And the truth of drugs is it does offer you an escape. It does appear to offer your life something. The problem is that you need something. The problem is that you're going through so much pain that somehow that escape is tempting. But the truth is, it is an escape. The truth is, it does offer you something, but then it destroys your life. So, what I went through was a function of being depressed. It was a function of a life I didn't want, and I took an escape. I'm ashamed of it. I'm more ashamed of the lying of it as I came out of it.
At LaGuardia Airport, calling up the ATP. So you're more ashamed about that than doing the actual crystal meth to begin with?
Heck yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's one thing to make a decision, a bad decision in your life, and do something that hurts you. Fair enough. On some level, you just got to say, fair enough. I chose to take the escape, and I suffered for it. I went to 140 in the world. I was destroying myself. But when you lie and you bring others in, this is something that I was carrying around for a long time.
Are you disappointed with the Federer, Nadal, Martina reaction? I mean, comparing it to steroids is ridiculous. You made a great point the other night. Performance inhibitor instead of a performance enhancer. Are you disappointed that you've heard some, co-players of yours say a lot of things here in the last couple of days regarding this?
No, I'm not disappointed. I mean, I'm never disappointed I'm not going to give a reaction to a reaction. I mean, this took me a long time to process in my life. I was disappointed with myself for a lot of years. I'm not going to expect anyone to understand the context of this body of work, which is my life, to understand it through a headline. And this was a headline that people are jumping conclusions on. I don't begrudge them for it because it's a process that everybody has to go through in their own capacities. But I think at the end of the day, what you're left with is a body of work. This was a part of my life that describes a real turning point. And that turning point is relevant in people. I'm not talking about people who do drugs. It can help them, of course. They're going to see a similar paths. But we all have demons we fight. We all feel like, how are we going to get through this? And this is a story of what I've gone through my whole life. It's a small part, an important part, should be addressed, should be talked about. I would love to see what Roger Federer and Nadal think about it after they take time and they read this story.